welcome back to the channel and another reading. My name's David DeAngelis, creator of the Starman Tarot, and we're just going to pull 3 cards to align us for going into a new week, a new opportunity, a new way of seeing, a new way of being. So we're going to go from left to right. And here we have the 8 of Cups. So in this time with the tumultuous landscape, global landscape, we can be drawn into this sense of being lost, not knowing where to go. And when we look in the shimmering land of the internet, we see all of the things, all the allurements, all of the things drawing us towards them. To have money, to have status, to have followers, to have likes, to be seen, to be heard, to be meaningful. And yet we're left in this wilderness of ever bewildering stuff. And somehow in that wilderness we have to find our way through, and we have to find the meaning of our individual lives, the meaning of our collective lives. And it's so easy to allow this way, this orientation that we're all drawn into, to make us lost, make us bewildered. So we no longer have a sense of where we can go to really discover the things that we need to discover in this life, to create the things that we are here to create. Because without this contrived environment, we have no voice, it seems. So the wilderness looms. But the wilderness is also a place of discovery and wonder. And there are other forms of wilderness. There are natural wildernesses. There's the wilderness of exploring the mind, the wilderness of the body, the physicality. And of course, we all know the vision quest to be sent into the wilderness, empty, without any of the things that we would normally need to support our needs. And yet, we discover that when we embrace wilderness, when we embrace the uncertainty, when we allow our true communication with nature, with our soul, we discover that, in fact, the wilderness is a playground, a place to discover, a place to reform, to bring new things to life. But we must discover that there is a higher power that guides everything, and that these environments, synthetic environments, pale into insignificance in the light of the guidance of our soul. And people often ask me, what is the soul? And if we look at soul and we look at spirit, we can say that spirit is the one, the sacred light of all things, the timeless never ending, never beginning oneness of love, unconditional love. And within that, for no reason other than the fact that it's possible, a small facet, a small deviation from that oneness emerges. And like a human cell that grows into this astonishing being, human being, and animals, the cellular world, the world of multiplication, of compounding, this little deviation begins to form into facets like a diamond, a sparkling representation of that one unconditional love, that one unconditional light, the spirit of light, the light spirit. And this facet, or this diamond, has endless facets as it grows and forms, and each facet can form into a lifetime, a being with its own particular characteristic, its own particular expression to bring to life within life, this life, the physical realm. And so when we go into these different wildernesses, we must know that we're not alone, that Spirit is in charge of everything through this glorious expression of you, and your soul is the facets, the endless facets of spiritual love. And so within that, there is guidance, and the guidance doesn't come from the noise from outside. The guidance comes from deep within. And the eight of cups, the water, the liquidity, the blood in your body, the biological system, the infinity of everything expressed through you. Infinity expressed through the finite. And that is the beauty, that we must never lose the fact that we are finite, being expressed in the infinite. So this feeling of loss, this feeling of being lost, is something that we can embrace fully, because if we're never lost, we cannot be found. And so within this, the wilderness, the bewilderment, allow this to be a signal to speak to your soul, to communicate with your soul, to listen to your soul. Okay, let's see what we have next. We have death, the death card. And in the Starman Tarot, the death card, very significant card, very beautiful card. And the idea of how we have made death so terrifying, so frightening. And like this wilderness, it can be seen that death is part of a natural cycle. But it's not just death of the body. It's death of ideas, death of old ways of showing up in your life. And death eventually gives us access to the things that we didn't know that we didn't know. Because we can let old ideas fall away. We can let relationships that no longer flourish like a plant, to take their natural course. And there is beauty in death, the decay of things, the decomposition, to decompose the elements of your life, of your work, of your art, to decompose, to allow to decompose the parts of you that are unwell, in dis-ease, to see that the natural autophagy of the body, the natural cellular death, brings healing and allows the wisdom of the body to bring a new, fresh physical structure. And the death of words, of sentences, of the way we describe ourselves and our situations, no longer needed, no longer serving us. And we see the symbol of rebirth here, the flourishing, the things that we allow to fall away become the seeds and the fodders and the fertile soil in which new things can emerge, new things can grow, new ideas. So be aware of these energies. These are very strong energies. And the last card is the Six of Pentacles. And here the pentacle, the earth symbol, the magic symbol. And the way this is depicted in the Starman is this idea of the totem, the magical creature. There is like a magical creature that is part of who you are, the merging of all the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the fungi, the fungal kingdom and queendom, realms, all form into an intergalactic, interstellar creation, being that can also communicate with you and help you to move into more abundance, to embrace the cornucopia of all these different realms and all the nutritions of plants, to hold your hands up in a form of celebration for the abundance of your life, for the abundance of nature, the abundance of the world, to bring this abundance into you and to see that the shadow that lurks behind, yes, is turned on its head. So this is the card that invites you to again look at what you perceive as negative in a different way, a new context. So these are all about radical transformation. And if you can bring these energies to life, you will discover that your life, with all its faults and all its problems and all its situations and circumstances, is there to be alchemized. So in this sense, we are all alchemists, creative alchemists. And this card also invites you to honor the ancestors, those generations that moved through tremendous challenges, tremendous struggles. Birth after birth after birth after birth. Endless births going back, so that you could be here now. And the odds of you being here now are tiny, almost impossible. Almost impossible. And yet you're here. And this is the message, to celebrate the fullness of who you are. It's a celebratory symbol. It's the star that shines, the illumination of abundance, to see what is abundant around you, what opportunities are presenting themselves to you. And your ancestors are guiding you forward towards these. They want you to thrive. They want you to prosper. They want you to live fully expressed in your life. So let's see if we can take these into this coming week and see how we can explore these dynamics, these energies. So I wish you well. And please, if you know that anyone you know would benefit from these messages, these sharings, please do share it with them. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon.